Hey y'all! Different day, same outfit. This is actually like the day after I posted my last video, but I probably don't have enough to share yet. Today I went in for my very initial like physical checkup because I only had a consultation to begin with. So today I actually went into the clinic, which is really close by and really pleasant. Everyone's really pleasant, especially my doctor. So far, as far as I know, so this is really, I guess, confidence affirming for me. But I went in and I did an ultrasound. I'm here to get my blood work done and an ultrasound, but I also am now naked from the waist down, so I think there was some extra elements that I didn't realize. Which I didn't realize was going to be a vaginal ultrasound, which now makes so much sense because I was like wondering if I needed to like drink a lot of water and have a full bladder, because that's what the ultrasounds I've had mostly have been like. But no, this was like a thing that they lube up and stick in your vagina. So I was like, oh, okay, I would have probably like prepared a little bit more for that, but it's all good. They stuck it up. They saw some stuff. They looked at my follicles and um, very quick. And I didn't really feel like asking a lot of questions, but it seems like my follicles were not super. There weren't a ton of eggs that my follicles were getting ready to ovulate. Um, I'm also like so basically like this phase this month I have not ovulated yet, but I think it's gonna happen very soon, like any day now. So um, they were kind of sensing there was like 7 eggs, like 5 on one side and 2 on the other side of my ovaries that were getting ready. But ideally you could have more, and so this is not like a great number. Ideally I would have like 10, but right now I only have like 7. So I don't know if that's like, it seems like they use that to predict just like an average amount of eggs that you make in a cycle. So that kind of already is like, oh, like not great numbers because ideally I would like to get a lot out. um, but yeah, so this is just ultrasound where they like looked at all my follicles, really just like stuck a thing up me and like poked it around, which is kind of annoying. And then I kind of got the gist on like they kind of figured out like where I was in my face, so they kind of knew like where I was and what when I would really go in and start getting the hormones. So that's good. It won't be super soon. I'm like I said, I will probably be working on. I will be getting my next cycle harvested, so it's gonna be a couple weeks before I can start hormones, and then a couple weeks from there before I do the harvesting. Um, and so for the next like few weeks, I think there might be some oral drugs that I take to um, similarly to kind of like help with the hormones and get the hormones to be like what is optimal for whatever when I start getting the injection hormones. So I'll be taking oral hormones. I'm waiting for my prescription on that, and just I gotta figure out like payment, what my company covers, and then what my insurance covers. Um, and then I went to get some blood work done, and I um, had to get some blood drawn, and I had to get a lot of blood drawn, which I don't know if I've ever gotten 6 vials drawn, but like halfway through, my arm that I was using just gave out and like stopped giving blood, and they were like, "Oh, well, your arm's swelling, so we're gonna stop now." Um, this happens if your body kind of naturally protects itself after you've given a lot of blood. It feels like you've given too much and it just clots and stops the blood flow. So my arm was like getting super numb because there's no blood flow. So they immediately stopped, and then I just had them move to my other arm. So I got jabbed, and it's so interesting. Like I feel like we all have like some fear of needles when we're younger, and then I kind of got over it in the last couple of years. But I don't get shots very often, so when I first got my left arm, I was like, oh, this kind of hurts. Like, I hope this is over soon. Mind over matter, mind over matter. But then it's interesting, like after that first one, and then we went to the second arm. I actually didn't really bother me at all because I don't know if it's because I already felt the pain or I got used to it. So that gives me hope. Whatever it takes. I'm just trying to give myself a pep talk. Like, gives me hope for the day when soon I will have to stab my own stomach in the needle every day / twice a day. I'm gonna just end this now, and then I'll get back and update you when I have my next round of meds. Alright, bye! Hi friends. Good Monday morning. I'm so distracted from this egg freezing thing. Like, it's probably bad to overthink it, but because it hasn't totally started yet, I do. I'm in the phase now where I'm like listening to all the podcasts and watching all the YouTube videos, and I think it just really helps me because I did go through a little bit of a freak out after like listening to a lot more experiences and seeing my calendar set out for the month. Like I have this calendar that my doctor gave me from beginning to end of like what is needed, what I need to do. Almost every day there's something to do. So I think I did freak out a little bit on Saturday, and it's so funny. Like now I don't even feel that way, but it just kind of like I just got kind of depressed that like I have to do this, that women have to do anything like this, even give birth and have children. Like it's not something I've ever really imagined doing or really needed to do, which makes this decision even more unclear for me. Um, if I didn't have help from my company to pay for it, I would not do it. Absolutely not. There's so many other better things to do, I think, with my money. But, and I think just for reference, the cost of it is going to be around $15,000, I think. I'm pretty sure it'll be about that because they do not tell you about all these other additional things you have to do. Like, I've already spent $1,000. And that I've not even done anything. Like $1,000 was like on consultation, $500, blood work, $300, ovulation kits, like technically like tons of money. I got a cheapo one, so like $30. I'm gonna start these birth control pills, which I'm still like trying to push back on because it doesn't really seem like I need it. That'll be another whatever 30 probably. So yeah, it's that's not the big bulk of the cost, so I'm not even really like trying really hard to reimburse that stuff because it'll come. The big costs will come all at once and I'll make sure to get that reimbursed. But basically, my company is helping with $10,000 of that. They give $10,000 to anything that falls under like fertility planning, and my insurance covers nothing. Really depressing when you think about that, when you think about people I know who are going to pay out of pocket and insurance does bullshit. And I'm really curious what insurance does cover fertility issues. I would love to know that because I know they mentioned that some do. But anyway, freaked out a little bit with like not the cost luckily, but just like what the fuck? Like, being old just gets worse and worse. Like, I know, and that's like a really negative way to put it, because I was like loving my life up until like recently. Like, I did not care about being old. It's just, it hit me on Saturday, and I was like, ugh, even if this works, what does that mean? I have to be a parent
like I have to take care of some kids for the rest of my life, and I think I was just in a dark place because my parents loved having me, and my friends love having kids, and I don't need to have kids. This is just something I'm doing. Like I said, I'm not thinking about what happens after the freezing. That's you drive yourself crazy. Like I do tend to overthink, but there are some hard lines that I will not cross, and that's thinking about what's going to happen to my eggs after I'm done, like what I want to do, when I want to use them, whether I want to have kids. The only thing that does so I also like after all of the research I've done, the needles kind of don't bug me anymore. That seems to be a big one for a lot of people. Like same with me before you really know about it. Now needles don't not an issue. I've totally kind of I say this now. We'll see. I'll let you know. But I've totally kind of processed like 2 or 3 shots a day, self-induced, self giving it yourself. I prefer to give it myself. I think. I know some people really hate that and they pay people or they get people to help, but no, that's fine with me. Um, the things I still have trouble getting over my brain is like the hormonal effects because I will be hopped up on hormones for a whole month, including like birth control for 2 weeks and then like the different kinds of hormones you do to prime your eggs. Like I have never, I've never wanted to take a lot of drugs or medication, and birth control was always something I was really wary about. And I was prescribed it as a young child, as most girls are, for some crazy, other issues that birth control is prescribed to like mask, but like really just, I've had a lot of friends get really bad long-term repercussions from it. So anyway, knowing I have to be on this birth control, which I'm pushing back on, and then like the hormones, which honestly that doesn't bother me as much because that's necessary, and it's like I don't feel like that has a super big effect on your mood and stuff. And then the PMS that happens after you get your eggs retrieved. Basically, it's like it's a more severe form of PMS because it's like usually you have one egg that you're dealing with PMS. Now it's like the more you have, yay, but the more like recovery takes and the more PMS symptoms you get. But that's all like PMS. It ends in a couple weeks, but like I don't know, for some reason this like long-term hormonal thing irks me, and I mean the hormonal birth control irks me, and the other thing that I'm still a little bit scared about is going under and just like coming out of it feeling, I don't know, I don't think I've gone under fully. I think I did once when I was really young and I broke my arm and they had to like sedate me because I was crazy, just like really giving them a hard time, but I was like 10. So no, I was like 8. So yeah, that one is a little bit scary to me, but not nearly as I mean that comes with, there's so many things that comes with that no one talks about. There is you take an antibiotic for it, and all of the procedures together give you extreme constipation, which is something that I already have sometimes to deal with. I'm like always working really hard to like mitigate that. There's the extreme PMS afterwards, bloating, cramps, and pain, 100%. Not too much bleeding, but you're kind of in recovery for like 10 days. And that's okay for sure. Like I was sick for a whole month. I get it. I'm like queen of bed rest. I love my rest. I'll take a small stroll. That's fine. But there is some weight gain probably. There is extreme kind of like feeling dehydrated, dizziness, nausea. That's all fine, honestly. It's just now I'm just trying to get over the long-term effects. Like, will there be long-term effects? Because start to end, it's only a month. Anyone can handle that. So yeah, Saturday I was a bit on the fence about it. Today I feel much better. Well, yes, even yesterday, I'm just like, yeah, I'm definitely going to do this. I'm still going through all of the motions. Sometimes that's all you can do, even if I'm not excited about it. I'm going through the motions. I'm still testing my ovulation. Every day at noon, I test my ovulation. And as soon as it shows that I am ovulating, I will be going in to get those birth control pills. Maybe. And then basically there will be like about 10 days until I actually start other things, injections, based on where my eggs are at. So I have to tell my boss, and I've been on the fence too about like, do I tell him specifically what I'm doing or just mention that I'm going through medical stuff? I think specifics are gonna be good. He has daughters, and I mean, it's just gonna be a lot easier, I think. And I might have to tell a couple people at work, but that's happening. So I think by the end, like a month from now, I will have gone through the surgery. I will be probably recovering. So May, that is what May is all about for me. I still think it's a really good idea for me to do it. And I think I have a lot of support and a lot of resources. And that's just what the timing is right. That's just what I should be doing right now. It just feels like a lot of doors, a lot of green lights for this thing. And I know my brain is kind of like spirals a little, but I already know myself and I can do it. I know I can do it. But I'll see you later. Bye.